So we were the normal, perfect, we thought, the normal, perfect family.
A father and son team, Rick and Tyler Liebert, work side by side for the family landscaping business. Ashley, Tyler's big sister.
We are complete opposites.
Yes.
Mom, Sandy, the family's glue.
Rick and I would go to all of their events, be part of it.
Family vacations at the lake, celebrating milestones. By all accounts, a typical family.
We laugh the entire time.
Well, not the entire time.
But addiction was tearing this normal, perfect family apart.
I'd wake up like, what did I did it again. I can't believe I did this again. And after I would crash a car, or after I would do this, and every morning it was just, why can't I stop?
Confessions of a heroin addict.
I have a 200-page journal that says, you know, all hate letters to myself saying I need to stop. It went on for 8 years. I didn't want to do it anymore, but I had to. It's like having this dark passenger in the back of your head. And it's fine until he wants to take over and start driving. And once he starts driving, you can't get away from it. You can't stop yourself from doing it.
He started out like a lot of little boys, busy playing baseball, basketball, and football with a supportive family intact.
I was a hyperactive kid. You know, it was really hard to keep me in check. Even first, second, third grade, I was always bouncing off the walls and stuff like that.
But his curiosity got out of control.
6th grade, I started drinking. 7th grade, I started smoking pot. 15 years old, I was doing pills. And 16, 17, I was doing heroin.
A student in the Lake Country area, run-ins with police came early, too.
I got arrested a ton. And my first underage drinking ticket, I was 12. And it just racked up after that. I think I got 17 or 19 underage drinking tickets.
I wouldn't tell Rick that I went and picked him up from the station again. I wouldn't tell Rick that he was truant again from school. I didn't tell you that I was in front of a judge because Tyler was truant 5 times, and they asked me if I was a good mom.
It got to a point that when we knew he really had a problem was when he got an underage drinking ticket on Friday night. In the park. He turned around on Saturday and got another one in the park, right across from a police station.
When I look back, I think that I took so much on personally that I added to the many years of his drug use.
At first, you know, I want to change, I want to stop, you know, I kind of know what I'm doing is wrong, you know, I'm still your brother, I still care about you, and then he switched to like, I don't care what you say. Yeah. I don't care if I take from you. I don't care if I steal your TV. I don't care what I do to you. I just want my drugs.
Every morning I would be like, all right, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. But then by noon, you know, that voice in the back of the head would start creeping up and I couldn't stop myself from doing it.
Then, at 18 years old, another life-altering event for Tyler.
During Tyler's use, he was dating a girl. She was pregnant. At 40 years old, we buried our first grandson because of this.
Tyler's girlfriend was also an addict.
And we saw Tyler carrying the casket down at the church. And I remember standing at the gravesite, and we thought Tyler was going to be next. And we thought that was going to be his changing point. We thought that was going to be when he would stop. And actually, it escalated more.
You know, what do you do when everything is lost?
You know, he was an 80-pound heroin addict. And I remember looking at him, and there was nothing left.
I literally had given up. There was no reason for me to stick around.
We'd offered treatment before, we'd done all that, but I would never let him go. Because I thought if I let him go, he would die. He was already dead inside.
My family was like, all right, we're done. Get out of here. We're done. We can't do this anymore. And I had nothing left to live for. And I was on the brink of taking my own life when Mom gave me the option to get help or never be a part of this family again. And that was one of the big turning points.
And you said you were in a drug house in Milwaukee when you got this phone call.
Yeah. Yeah. And I had sunk to the point where I couldn't breathe anymore. And I didn't know how to escape.
Why did you call that day?
I don't know.
I can remember that day, and I wasn't going to answer Mom's phone call.
I remember saying, Tyler, you have 2 options. You can go, and I'm going to let you go. And you can do what you're doing. but we will no longer go down that path because we can't continue. We can't do this anymore.
And I was out of any kind of money. I had been wearing the same clothes for a week. I didn't have food. I barely had a place to sleep. I was jumping from house to house to house.
And I remember saying to him, I'm going to offer you something else. I'm going to offer you treatment, and we will support you 100%. And I remember sitting there going, oh, please, God, let him decide treatment, because I was scared to let him go. I was so scared.
It was terrifying.
How long did it take you to call me back, Tyler?
How long?
I think, what, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
And he called back, and he goes, okay. And I just remember looking up and just saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know we've got a long road ahead of us, but thank you for giving us the start.
And that 2 minutes in between when I got the phone call and before I decided, I said the same thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have another option.
It would take a 6th time in treatment, the final attempt at an intense inpatient program, and it worked. Clean now for 8 years, Tyler shares what still haunts him.
There's 4 of us that used to use all the time together, non-stop, and all 4 of us made it out successfully. But, 35 of them died.
I'm sorry.
35. I've been to 35 funerals of people that I've known that have used and died.
And another confession.
And some of the kids that, I'm like, hey, you should try this, are dead because of me saying that.
How do you rectify that guilt?
I don't. I never will. That's something that will live with me for the rest of my life. All I can do is try and prevent the next generation of doing it.
That has been the Leibert's mission now for 8 years.
Dad and I fought like it was World War II. Ashley wanted nothing to do with me, and Mom cried every day because of what I was doing.
Opening up to civic groups, law enforcement officers, but their focus is aimed at schools.
That's the point we're trying to get across to you. You laugh about it, really? It's funny?
Which can be, at times, frustrating.
We know that we're not going to reach every kid. That's, we accepted that right away. But the ones we do reach mean something.
Opening up the wounds of the past to prevent others from going through what the Leiberts went through. It's not an easy mission.
Well, it's like ripping a Band-Aid off every time we talk, like you see us and we're like normal, happy family now, and then we sit down to talk, we have to go back to that horrible place.
Now with ripping that Band-Aid off, I guess then why did you decide to make your story public and make this your mission?
How can we not? Yeah. How can we not do it?
I think more to the point of your question, why keep ripping off that Band-Aid? Because if our pain helps someone else stay away from their own pain, it's worth it.
So from the depths of despair, the Leiberts formed an organization called Your Choice to Live, a nonprofit that runs off donations, private grants, and some of their own money.
And they're helping a lot of people.
Yeah, and they're actually expanding. They've hit some 150 schools in our area, which means they've reached more than 125,000 students.
Toya, you walked away from this with new perspective.
I most certainly did. The thing that really clicked for me is that Tyler was 11 years old the first time he tried alcohol. My oldest is now 10, so this all really hit home. For those with kids in elementary school, now really is the time to talk about your expectations for them.
And over and over again.
And again and again. And of course, our thanks to Leiberts for their honesty.
Absolutely.